What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News. I have some new news concerning Deontay Wilder's interview as he talks about many things such as Tyson Fury, Eddie Hearn, Anthony Joshua, etc. And I'm going to do a breakdown on it. I just had to watch 42 minutes. It was a pretty lengthy interview, but he spoke a lot. And let's start off from the beginning, of course. He talked about the Tyson Fury duck or Tyson Fury's rematch falling through like it did. And, the interview, of course, was, asking him how he felt about it, and he pretty much said, well, hey, actually I'm good. We're in a good place right now. Despite what you hear, we've been back and forth, but I'm good at this point. He just hopes that Tyson Fury makes the right decision, or these fighters that sign these deals make the right decision. It might seem like the right decision at the time, but he hopes they make the right decision for themselves in the long haul. Me counterpunching that, I think that Tyson Fury did, because 80 million pounds is a great way to secure your family and your legacy for generations to come. That's generational wealth. It's kind of hard to blow $100 million. I mean, it can be done, but at the end of the day, a lot of that money could be passed down to the next generation, then the next generation, that can affect generations. So that's generational wealth. That's what we were talking about. However, he goes on to say, he's been through so much, being in the best shape of his life, going to other countries, getting prepared for fighters like Prevectin, and then them fell in drug tests and him missing out, and he's had a lot of guys dodging him and ducking him, and, so he's accustomed to that, so that's why he's not fazed by Tyson Fury and his antics. And Tyson Fury, he's seen that duck coming. He saw Tyson Fury trying to get out of that fight. He knew it was going to happen. I don't think that he knew that was going to happen for sure. I think that, how people don't know, or something happens and like, man, I knew that shit was going to happen. No, you don't. And you didn't. And he didn't. You know what I mean? That's why he was so disappointed. If he was that sure that the fight wasn't going to happen, he wouldn't put that much energy and time into it. You know what I mean? Speak it, believe it, receive it. Well, that didn't happen in this case. Not right now anyway. Okay. So I don't buy that. Let me counterpunch that. He says he's the man in America. He's the champ. Tyson Fury did not win. He has the belt. Okay. We don't believe in draws over here in America. We don't do that shit in America. That's what he states. He mentioned that Tyson Fury is a boring fighter. He says, have you seen Tyson Fury? Tyson Fury is a very boring fighter. If you've seen the Klitschko fight, that was an example of how boring Tyson Fury was. People over here want to see knockouts like he possesses. He possesses knockouts. He puts people to the canvas. They don't want to see someone that talks and runs his mouth and then at the end of the day don't deliver. Okay. He says Tyson Fury can sell a good game, but in the ring, his awkward style, he doesn't really back it up, and he's not fan friendly. And mind you, he said ESPN better be lucky. ESPN will shit on themselves if they don't get that fight with me. So, let me counterpunch that. I got an Egan suspicion that Deontay Wilder is planning to do the same shit with Tyson Fury he did with Anthony Joshua. The negotiations fall through, so therefore the fight's not happening. Now Deontay's pissed off. Now he's outraged. Now he's furious. Now he's lashing out. And now he will attempt to freeze out Tyson Fury by not giving him the opportunity for a fight in the future. If you listen to this interview, he he states that, you know what, ESPN's going to shit on themselves because they invested so much into this guy, and then he don't have anybody to fight. He has to find other fighters to fight him. If he's not fighting me, he's in trouble. He's going to have to deliver with somebody because ESPN has given this guy a lot of money. And Tyson Fury will be delivered. But if I don't give him the fight, if I decide to go another route, ESPN's in trouble. So in other words, Deontay Wilder's, I think one of his plans is, hey, don't fight Tyson Fury in the fall at all. They're going to go another route. They're going to go fight someone else, you know. And he mentioned a lot of things because later on in the interview, he mentioned Luis Ortiz. And, you know, he has much respect for Luis Ortiz. And Igual, the same for Luis Ortiz towards him. So that's a fight. I could see him already digging up that fight, planting that seed for that next fight with Ortiz, making another possible opponent with Ortiz, run it back. He said, well, I would rather bless Ortiz because people don't want to fight him. Like people don't want to fight me. You know what I mean? So I've always said it with Ortiz, and I like Ortiz. The only thing is, it's easy to make a loser a believer, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? It's easy to make someone that you defeated believe in you. Look at Tony Bellew, for example. After Usyk knocked his ass out, now Usyk is the best thing Tony Bellew ever seen. You see what I'm saying? Because he's knocked Bellew out. You know? So a lot of people do that. You're like, man, I never seen nobody that fast. Nobody can beat that person because that person beat me. That type of mentality. And Luis Ortiz, I believe, has that mentality. You know, like, yeah, he stopped me, he beat me or whatever. Okay, fair enough. So he says he might bless Luis Ortiz with the opportunity again. So that's another option that Deontay's brewing up. So you never know. He said Tyson Fury's style is boring. He said it won't be marketable over here, like I kind of covered, you know, previous. But he said it won't. You know, people won't want to. He's going to bore people to death with his style. In other words, okay. And they're going to have a rude awakening on Tyson Fury by giving him all that money, and he doesn't sell. Okay, so sure, Tyson Fury can sell people with his mouth, you know, but when he comes to deliver, he doesn't. You know, he's a pillow puncher. He doesn't have any power. Well, let me counterpunch that. Tyson Fury buckled him in the 12th round. So to be fair, Deontay Wilder did bring that power into the 12th round. He did that. He had that. He still possessed that. But I think that comes and goes hand in hand with his endurance. I think because maybe Tyson Fury is a pillow puncher. He's not known to be a puncher. But at the same time, I think Deontay's strength and weaknesses is, yeah, he could still knock you out in the 12th round. But I think he gets more vulnerable in later rounds to be knocked out himself. Me analyzing that fight, if you look at it, he did a lot of throwing. He did a lot of missing. Okay? The punches he hit Tyson Fury with, he hit him with those two punches that took him down. One was a flash knockdown, and the other one was a massive knockdown. But Tyson Fury did get off the canvas, and he hit him with a left hook, and he buckled Wilder. So I was like, wait a minute. Now, Wilder's, you know, he's known to have a good chin. So I'm like, okay, well, how did he get buckled like that? You know, I think he goes hand in hand in those later rounds. He's more subject to be hurt himself. You know what I mean? So I think that's a weakness that a lot of people don't realize about Deontay Wilder. You know, the same power that he possesses to knock you out, he could be vulnerable to get knocked out. You know, a lot of people just chop that up, you know, with his unorthodox style. And that may be the case, but, you know, in the grand scheme of things, for every power, you have a weakness, I feel. You know what I mean? So I think that's one of his weaknesses if Tyson Fury can't punch. Okay? So, anyway. He says, well, you don't have me. I don't listen to what these guys have to say about me. I don't give a fuck about what they say. And I never talk bad about any fighter. Let me counterpunch that shit. Because this is what he said. He reiterated, I never talk bad about any fighter. Stop. You had so much shit to talk about Anthony Joshua last year, to the point it was just ridiculous. What are you saying about Tyson Fury? What is it? Someone else making them tweets in your name? How is that working? You're saying so much shit, the same type of shit, worse shit, really, calling Anthony Joshua pussy, Tyson Fury scared, coward. He's done numerous of things like that. So I don't know where he gets this, or why he want to put himself up with, or set himself up like that. Because all people are going to do is look at your tweets. Everyone's a coward, or they're scared, or they're a pussy, and you should be ashamed and all this, that, and the other. But you never said anything bad about other fighters. Come on, man. He said a lot of things about other fighters. And he said, well, if I'm Tyson Fury, I wouldn't want to fight me again either, because it's scary, not remembering how you got to the canvas and you just remember getting up. Your brain is not supposed to be rattled like that anyway. It's not natural. So that took a lot out of Fury. So Fury has to be careful on going back into a new fight, because Deontay Wilder took so much out of him when he hit him. Okay. And each time that Deontay hits a fighter or a person, it takes a lot out of them. They're not the same as when they go in, So I don't know about that, because he's only rematched one person. And I guess according to his logic, it would pretty kind of be spot on, because he went 12 rounds with Stavern. Then he went 1. That was a wrap. So I don't know. Just speculation, right? So, he also went, we don't settle for draws and all that good stuff. He doesn't get moved by what Tyson Fury says verbally. Okay, that's a crock of shit. Those outbursts, those outrages, those viral, to this day, all that shit came from Tyson Fury living in his head rent free. So that's bullshit. So you can't, I don't know. I guess people would like to make other people think that. I guess, but that's not true. Tyson Fury did get in Wilder's head. And Deontay Wilder said earlier, we talked about he can sell a fight with his mouth. Yeah, he can do a lot of things with his mouth. The power of the tongue is very powerful. Okay? So, yeah, I don't believe that shit he said. Oh, I don't care about what Fury says. I always wanted to fight the best. Well, okay, let me counterpunch that. Oh, he's fighting killers after killers. Okay, first off, I don't see how that is accurate in any kind of way. You fight the best. When did you decide to fight the best? You know what I mean? I don't get that. I don't get what he was meaning. I fight killers after killers. You fought Ortiz. He was like an avoided fighter, but then you fight Fury. If Fury's a killer? Come on now. Who else was a killer in that book? Stavern? Stavern damn near got killed. You know what I'm saying? So I don't get that. And I have to do volumes in this because, again, it was long. And I don't want to make videos too damn long. You know what I mean? So anyway, stay tuned for volume 2 of this Deontay Wilder's interview recap. Of course, guys, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunched. Peace.